Hello, hello. It's Paula Weston, your favorite English teacher of winter semester 2020, with another late night recording from my basement. This is actually take 3 because I've had trouble with Zoom. Um, I know that you are probably, some of you are also probably struggling with some technology this semester. The whole purpose of this particular video is to walk you through the instructions for Essay 3. But now that I have your attention, and I've got you right here, there are a couple of things that I'd like to say to you first. First of all, I want to thank you for continuing to work so hard in English 101. I know that this semester has been so strange in unanticipated ways and um, very challenging for a variety of reasons for many of us. I am lucky enough to have had some training in how to put together an online class very recently, actually. Um, and so that has been very helpful to me. I know that some of you are taking an online class for the very first time, and this presents a number of challenges. And I just want to thank you for your hard work and for hanging in there. If you are experiencing some challenges, the college may be able to help you out. You can go to the Mott Community College website, and at the top of the front page of mcc.edu, there is a COVID-19 coronavirus response link in blue. And if you click on that and then go to the important information for students, there are links there for information to help you out with a variety of things, actually, but a lot of technology related things, including Zoom, in fact. So if you're having trouble with anything or if you need help, that is really the resource to go to. But I want to know that I'm thinking of all of you and that I am concerned about all of you, of course. I don't mean concerned about your grade, I mean concerned about you. We are living through some history making times for sure. And while my primary goal, of course, is to get you through English 101 so that you can succeed in the rest of your college career, you have to know that I am thinking about you. And I miss you all terribly. I miss the interaction that we had, right? Which is part of the reason why I'm making this video, to walk you through Essay 3. A number of students have contacted me to say that they're having difficulty following the directions for the course because they were more accustomed to the face-to-face instruction that they received. Well, the least I can do is walk you through Essay 3 then by reading through it with you the same way that I read through Essay 1 and Essay 2 in class, before we had to go online. I will tell you that if you are needing some more personal interaction, the place to do it would be my virtual office hours. I have not Monday, Tuesday and Thursday set aside from 1 to 2:30 p.m., where you can just drop in at any point during that time. You don't have to show your face on video. I do have to hear you though. There's a chat feature, but it really is helpful to be able to hear you as well. Um, there is a link on the Blackboard page. On the left-hand side of the Blackboard page, it says virtual office hours, and you don't need to make an appointment. They're not mandatory, but you can certainly drop in. And I usually have those in my kitchen, not in my lovely basement, so that if I have stretches of time where people don't show up, I can at least make myself a cup of tea or do something like wash a dish. I don't know, something right in between. So there's that. You can also make a personal appointment with me through Zoom. We can have a one-on-one conversation without anybody else around. I know that students who have shown up for virtual office hours have found it very helpful. So at least that's what they've told me. So there's that. Um, you can also email me, of course, and I will do what I can to get back to you. Uh, there, like you, I have been sort of crushed under the sheer volume of email messages that I've received from the college. And so I apologize if I've missed an email. Please keep emailing me, so that I get them. And there is a discussion board on the front page of Blackboard as well that is designed for you to ask questions about the class, questions that either I can answer or other students can answer, and I'm trying to keep up with that, although I have not been as good about that as I could be with everything else that's going on. I apologize for that. So this week is week 13. We have 16 weeks total, So that means that including this week, we have 4 weeks left. And so this is the last big document that you are drafting, SA3. After this, the next original document that you need to draft that's worth substantial points is a self-reflective letter. And of course, you can revise SA1, SA2, your annotated bibliography, and SA3 for the end of the semester. Well, and your annotated bibliography and SA3 are due, the final drafts of those are due at the end of the semester. But after Essays 1 and 2 have been graded, you can revise those again as well. And since you don't have the option of working with anybody at the Writing Center now, you can work directly with me and I can help you out. Essay 2 will be graded this week. I had some problems with Blackboard and still having some difficulty with the grade book. That seems to be the only glitch right now, and I'm still working on that. I will also give you feedback on your annotated bibliography this week. And next week, week 14, the sum total pretty much of week 14 is for us to work together individually by conference, by Zoom. So just like we did the week before spring break, where we met in my office once upon a time when we were allowed to do such things, we met one-on-one and we talked about your work there. That's what we'll be doing the week that begins Monday, April 13th. You will have, you'll email me, I'll send you some directions about how to do that, about your availability. I'll come up with a conference schedule, and we will schedule individual Zoom conferences where I can talk to you about what's going on with your specific work and give you feedback on Essay 3. So that's what that's about, okay? On the initial draft of Essay 3, so that you can revise it and do the best job you possibly can, right? All right, so I am going to share my screen with you, and I'm going to walk you through the instructions for Essay 3. And if you have clarifying questions, if you have things that you need to ask at the end, obviously we're not in the same room, you can certainly ask on the discussion board. That's the first place that I would go, is on that discussion board that's on the main site of Blackboard. So go to that discussion forum about questions for the class and ask the question there, and that way when you ask it about Essay 3, I can answer it in such a way that everybody can see it. If that doesn't make you comfortable, if you're not comfortable doing that, then email me individually and from your Mod account to my Mod account, and I will answer the questions to the best of my ability that way. And again, you can drop into my virtual office hours Tuesday and Thursday from 1 to 2:30. The link is on Blackboard. If those times don't work for you, or you just would rather talk to me individually, then email me and we'll set up an individual Zoom conference, okay? All right, so I'm going to share my screen here. I'm going to itch my nose. I'm going to share my screen here so that you can see the instructions for Essay 3. So here we go. So Essay 3 is a personal research paper. It combines the elements of a more formal research paper with a personal narrative, so it's not so very formal. The initial draft, not the final graded draft. The initial draft is due Sunday, April 12th, and the final draft is due Friday, May 1st. The length is 4 pages minimum, plus a works cited page. Okay, so your third essay is a personal research essay, a mix of some of the more formal elements of essay writing, like inclusion of source material and personal narrative. You will use the research that you compiled for your annotated bibliography. So for your annotated bibliography, you were supposed to have researched something that contributes positively to your well-being, right? And you had 5 sources that you need to find for your annotated bibliography. Well, that is the same topic as Essay 3. It's important to note, though, that Essay 3 is not the same document as the annotated bibliography. The 2 assignments rely on the same research, but the documents in purpose and format are very different. The annotated bibliography is a list of sources that you found, 5 or more, right? With annotation following each citation. Citation is the bibliographic data that you'd find usually in a works cited page. And you have a paragraph of summary, and then you have a couple of sentences of evaluation, and then you go on to the next source, right? That's a list of sources, and it's designed to tell your audience about a body of research. That's all it is, right? The essay, though, is an essay with a real beginning, middle, and end, body paragraphs, transitions, all of the things that make an essay an essay. The annotated bibliography, the final draft of that is worth 150 points. The final draft of Essay 3 is worth 300 points. It's a research project that's bound together in topic, but they are two different distinct documents. That's a really important thing to remember. Okay, so the topic is in part, your topic for Essay 3 is in part the result of your research for your annotated bibliography. It's the same thing though, it's the same, your well-being. My topic is the ukulele, right? The focus of my essay may be slightly different than what I thought it would be when I went into the research that I was doing, but it's still the ukulele and how the ukulele contributes to my overall well-being. For that document, for your annotated bibliography, you found the 5 sources about something that contributes to your well-being, something that is important to you in a positive way. For Essay 3, you'll explain to an audience what you learned about that topic, why you wanted to explore that topic, what you still think you can learn about it. Really, this essay is about your research process and exploration of your topic more than anything else. So this isn't just a cut and dry, I'm informing my audience about this particular topic. It's not a cut and dry, let me explain to you what this topic's about. It's not a cut and dry, here's how to define this topic and everything about it. It really is more about your journey as a writer and researcher and exploring this topic and your relationship to this topic. So you are as much a part of this essay as the research is. So the structure for this essay, like any good essay, you will have a very specific beginning, middle, and end. Your introduction, it should be your first paragraph or your first couple of paragraphs. In an essay of 4 or 5 or more pages, it's not uncommon to have an introduction that is a couple of paragraphs long. In your introduction, try to draw in and interest your readers, leading them to your controlling idea, the main point of your essay at the end of the introduction. The introduction should be the opening to your essay. The introduction should not merely explain that you've conducted research for an English 101 class. Think of your introduction as the once upon a time part of the story, something that sets up everything that comes afterwards in your essay. You need to determine the main thing that you want to convey to your readers about your research. This is an informative essay, not an argumentative essay, and it's more about your journey as a researcher than it is about the topic itself, right? So your introduction really needs to serve as this thing that interests and draws in your readers in a topic that they may be completely unfamiliar with, and you have to assume that they don't know anything about you either. So how can you draw people in to be interested in it? Think about the common ground that you might be able to build with them, right? Not everybody cares about the ukulele or playing a musical instrument, but people might have an interest in learning how to de-stress, which is something that playing the ukulele does for me, or people might be interested in learning new hobbies, right? Say say your topic has to do with something that you're doing for your academic career, that you're researching your major, right? Not everybody's going to be interested in that particular topic, but people are interested in improving themselves. That's a common ground that you can build, right? You're in college to get a degree. And so maybe you can appeal to your audience, not directly, you don't want to talk to them directly, but maybe you can build some common ground by discussing how most of us really want to improve ourselves, right? And the way that you're improving yourself is by going to college and you researched your degree, right? You researched your field of study, right? It doesn't, no matter what you've researched, no matter what it is that contributes to your well-being, you can interest your audience in it, and that's your job, right? In the introduction is to set up your entire essay with this introduction, sort of the opening frame of your essay. So I'm down here now, right here. Do not use source material in your introduction. So don't use your source material. This includes quoted material of any kind, even quotes from dictionaries or inspirational quotes or common sayings. Don't do that in your introduction. Instead, rely on your own writing, your own ability to draw your audience in and bring them to that controlling idea, which is the main idea that you want to convey about this topic, right? So you have an introduction that draws in your readers, and then you give them a main point of your essay. And then you have a body to write, and the body is a multi-paragraphed thing that comes after the introduction. It's going to be several paragraphs long, and there are several things that you need to hit on, several topics about your overall topic, and that will comprise the body of your essay. you can do this pretty much as it says here, pretty much in order. These 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bullet points here, right? You have to address them somehow. Some of them you'll address in much detail. Some of them you won't address in a whole lot of detail, but you do need to talk about these things. You need to talk about what you already knew about your topic before beginning your research. And you need to talk about why you wanted to learn more about your topic and what you wanted to learn or what you thought you wanted to learn about your topic. And then also talk about your research process, like what you went through to find out what you needed to find out. Talk about what you learned about the topic itself by doing your research and what you get out of having done the research and writing, right? Like, what do you get out of it now that you've done it? Aside from, fulfilling an assignment for an English 101 class. So from these bullet points, for some of these bullet points, I'm right here now, right? For some of these bullet points, you will only need a paragraph. Others may require multiple paragraphs. How much time you spend on each of these areas is up to you, but you must address the content clearly and in ways that make sense to your audience. You must support your ideas with evidence, whether from personal experience or from your research, and you must transition well between paragraphs. Be very explicit in what you're conveying to your readers. Don't leave them guessing about what you're discussing. When I'm reading your essay, for example, I should be able to understand the difference between a paragraph or a section that discusses what you wanted to learn and what you did actually learn, right? Those are two different things. You go into research thinking, oh, I want to look at this, I want to look at this. What I learned, yeah, I learned some of that, but I also learned this too, right? Make sure that you follow the bullet points, these 6 bullet points up here, because that will help you focus your paper. And your conclusion should be reflective about your entire experience with the research and the writing. That should be how you end the paper. So for your sources, you must incorporate at least 4 sources into your essay. None of those can be reference sources like Wikipedia or encyclopedias, dictionaries, textbooks, or how-to materials. You may not include blogs. So one source must be a researched article from a peer-reviewed academic journal found through the Mott Library databases. Another source must be a different kind of reputable source found through the Mott Library databases. And the 2 other sources remaining are up to you, but they must be credible, reputable sources. You may find these through the Mott Library databases or other means. You cannot use 4 of the same kinds of sources. So you can't use 4 scholarly sources. You can't use 4 newspaper articles. You have to find a variety of sources, right? But there is some leeway in what you need to, or what you can use here. But these sources here are probably sources that you may have found already for your annotated bibliography. You may have to do additional research. I don't know. That's up to you. Of course, each of these sources might be something you found through compiling your annotated bibliography. How you use the information is up to you. But if you make a claim about something that is not common knowledge, you must substantiate it with source material. You can't just say something that you found in research or that you know because of your expertise in the field that other people might not know. You have to substantiate it or back it up. Use sources to explain something about your topic, to illustrate something you learned about the topic as a combination of both explanation and illustration, or you may find other ways to use information. The important thing is that you incorporate direct quotes and paraphrases, if you wish, from the 4 required sources, that using the source material adds to your essay, and that you incorporate source material correctly in MLA format. So a note about points, right? The initial draft of Essay 3 is worth 25 points. You submit that draft by Sunday night, get it as complete as you can. I know it's not going to be perfect by any means, but do as decent a job as you can. Submit it by Sunday night and you'll earn 25 points. The final draft of Essay 3 is worth 300 points though, and you must earn those points. Doing everything correctly for the minimum requirements, incorporating correctly the 4 required sources, reaching 4 full pages, following directions, that can't earn you any more than 245 points. So you have to go beyond just the minimum requirements in order to get something above a 3.0. To earn more than that, you must strive to make this essay informative, interesting, and fully developed, using a good mix of personal narrative and source material to reach your audience. To earn more than 245 points, or roughly a 3.0, you must keep your audience in mind at all times. remembering that you're explaining something to people who may be completely unfamiliar with your topic and who may be completely unfamiliar with you. Keep in mind that 230 points roughly is a 2.0 on this assignment, or a C. To achieve that average grade on your final draft, you still must reach your 4 full pages prior to your works cited page, include direct quotes from the 4 required sources to support or illustrate points you're making, and include them as correctly as possible in MLA format, include quoted material proportionately to the assignment itself. In other words, the essay cannot be a whole bunch of quotes you just string together, right? There has to be a mix of your narrative, your analysis, whatever's going on, plus the quoted material. You need to include personal narrative about your exploration of the topic using the first person voice. You need to avoid addressing the audience directly. Do not ask the audience questions. Do not ask your audience questions. Do not use the word you unless you're quoting somebody in your essay. Do not talk directly to your audience. Do not use you. Keep it all first person, keep it all inclusive. And you need to be informative in nature. So what I'm telling you is this. This is worth 300 points. 300 points on this assignment would be a 4.0, right? 245 points roughly is a 3.0. You have to earn, you have to do more than B work to get above a B. And then 230 points roughly is a 2.0 or a C. You have to go beyond the minimum requirements for the essay in order to get more than an average grade, right? So if you want an above average grade, you have to do above average work. Now, the good news is you don't have to do it alone. I can help you, and I can help you if you let me help you. So that's the thing to do. If you have questions about this, questions about the assignment, shoot me an email, post it on the discussion board, make an appointment to Zoom chat with me, drop into my virtual office hours. I don't yet have a draft of this assignment done for you to see. I haven't finished my draft of Essay 3 yet. I am working on it. There is a draft of an annotated bibliography that I compiled in 2018 about a different topic that is on Blackboard. It's underneath, it is there for you to find under Essays and Research Project under the Annotated Bibliography tab. So it's there. Essays and Research Project is on the left-hand side of the page. You click on that, you go to the Annotated Bibliography folder, and it is there. So I have not yet compiled my ukulele annotated bibliography, nor have I written my ukulele paper to show you what's what. Do the best you can with this. Let's see, while I have you here, stop the share screen. While I have you here, a couple of other things. I am working on grading Essay 2. They were pretty good, by the way. So I'm working on that. It should not surprise you to learn that I have had Blackboard issues. I know that other people have had issues with technology, but it's been pretty frustrating. So I will get you feedback and a grade on Essay 2 as soon as I can this week, and I will get you feedback on your annotated bibliography as soon as I possibly can as well. Hopefully by the end of the week, I will have the grade book all straightened out so that you can have a sense of how many points you have. But as I said, as I've posted on Blackboard, the points total now for the class has changed because converting the class from face-to-face to online significantly changed some of the ways that we have to do some things in the class. So I don't think you'll get 1,000 total points for the class. It may be a little above or a little below. I'm not sure yet. Things are a little different. So still, do the best you can. I'm keeping track. If you're worried about Blackboard, I am keeping track of points off of Blackboard as well. I'm keeping track of your grade in an actual physical grade book as well, because. So if you have questions about your grade, I can give you a clearer picture of a grade when we conference in week 14. So set up a Zoom conference with me. I'll email you instructions about that. I'm sorry to put something else in your inbox, but I will send something out to the class about that, and so that you can get back to me and we can schedule something. So if you need anything that I can provide, please let me know. I'm trying to keep up the best that I can as well. I know that you are, and I appreciate it more than you know. I really appreciate the kind thoughts that have come my way. Some of you have been really sweet in contacting me, and I do appreciate that. And just know that I'm thinking about you, and that I will do all that I can to help you succeed this semester. And that if you're feeling weird about online instruction or about this semester or about this very odd moment that we're living through in history, know that you're not alone. Okay? I'm here for you. I miss you guys. And I guess that's it. I guess, you know what? If this one actually recorded, as opposed to the two previous Zoom explanations of SA3 that didn't, if this one actually recorded, I might be able to go to bed very soon. Um, the little things I live for. So take care of yourselves, and hopefully I'll be hearing from you soon. Bye.